that event and qualify here.
Not just they go out and have fun out, they were out until 6 a.m. we were told, and then woke up the next day is game day.
On a match day, by the way.
And they just smashed, just absolutely insane. I gotta shout out our casting counterparts in the Japanese scene, Hirome-san and Yukishiro-san, for helping us out and giving us that information. They're over on the Japanese channel right now. And we'll see if Fennel got their mojo back during the last break after getting absolutely smashed on Pearl.
It's either that or Guild meets Cloud9 White in less than 24 hours. The pressure on for both of these teams, but Fennel in particular, as Guild will look towards B, or excuse me, Fennel instead towards B on this opening round, and Karumi just caught blindsided by Roxy.
Yeah, Roxy is just still getting it done from map to map now, although the positioning of Festival is ridiculous. Chances now to pinch down on Ness, who's playing long, but it doesn't matter when the 1 kill comes in, 2 kills comes in, all the people we were hyping up in the last map. A prime gaming flawless to silence Fennel.
That is not the round that Fennel needed to get things going. That is a round that, if you are not strong in the mental department, we'll send you right back into that rut. We'll have you feeling just like map number 1.
Yeah, I mean, it just hurts, right? Because I really do feel like Fennel as a team, they play off the fun, they play off a little bit of that momentum. They just need rounds, and they couldn't get rounds back on Pearl to get completely shut out like this. That is going to sting. Oh yeah, we're feeling it over in the Guild camp.
Yeah, Joint is happy to see his team playing this well, and I'm sure they are too. It's a nice little setup here, not a Seasonade combo or anything like that. You got the Jet instead, but still getting some of that value in the opening gambit.
Yeah, no raises whatsoever. Gotta say, it does simplify things for Fennel, sort of, you know, putting Suzu and Festival, 2 star players just on agents that want to go out, fight, find opening kills. Not tons of support behind them, but I don't know. We'll see what they can do as this game does continue to progress, because I do love the element of having the Killjoy into the mix. Makes lurking so much more difficult, especially, you know, compared to something like a Cypher. You have just way more tools at shutting stuff down, as Koharu does trade out 1 kill at the very least. But Smurfette, what is this?
Psychopath. She's a Marshall, by the way. Oh, it's gonna work. Okay, all good, no worries.
Yeah, Anya just gets a 3K, and Smurfette is just pretending that the Marshall is a shotgun.
You learn something new every day. I do want to take this time to give some credit to Guild and their coaching staff, because I think the compositional decisions that they make, well, somewhat unique, work really well for their style. I've loved seeing Roxy back on this Killjoy. The implementation both here and on Pearl has looked really good.
Yeah, Roxy is just so based, because for the longest time she just has played Killjoy on so many different maps. You know, like the Ascent too. Like there is this idea of, hey, if you want to put Smurfette on the Jet, right? You don't necessarily want to run the Chamber next to it. Yes, give us the Killjoy, please. I love it.
Roxy's just a good, honest player. Too many dishonest Valorant players these days, locking in the cringe fade raise, locking in the Chamber, all these agents cheap. When you just get the good, honest Sentinel action in there, you do love to see it. We do have a technical pause. Gear, of course, seems to always be the devil. We'll hope to get back in just a moment.
Yeah, you know, maybe some time. Honestly, this is the moment where I feel like we need
I need them to be dancing right
Well,
now.
I was going to say, we need some people in the audience to start dancing and feed that energy to them. You know what I'm saying? You know, like get that sort of teamwork going on back and forth. But no, it looks all serious business at the moment between these teams.
Well, it looks like we are getting back into the business, though.
The number is getting smaller. That means we're going to play soon.
Very astute.
Yes.
Very smart analysis there, I suppose.
There you go. I do what I can. Interestingly enough, Guild set up like you would if you had a Fade, Raise, Breach combo, but no Fade in this one. Instead, just posting up Smurfette on the angle. The only player actually carrying a rifle into this round, so making sure she can find a fight very early on with the suck-flicking concuss. Festival is just trying to escape from all this utility, and she succeeds for a moment, but Smurfette is there for 2 kills.
There's a C's deep as well that they're pushed into by the Aftershock. This is so good. And it's interesting. Guild's approach to this map feels like when it was like the triple flash meta of this map and Aster was busted, where everyone would pull off the rip and defenders would instantly have a lobby control every round. It's since moved to that control through Fade Raise combos, but now they're kind of rewinding the clock and have their own style of taking that space.
And I think a lot of people shifted away from the Jet because the Raise allows you to get kills, get big damage with the combinations without putting your life on the line. You don't have to take the gunfights, and hey, hey, that is certainly ideal as Anya finds another. And yet, the Jet forces you to get involved, which, hey, the way Guild's been playing, and after a game like Pearl, too, like, absolutely puts Smurfette on the Jet. That's the normal pick for her, but looking real good.
And look how many players they can keep towards A because of this Killjoy setup. Mid is completely locked down. Everyone else can rotate wherever they please to take the fights needed to close out this round. It's just really well constructed from Guild.
By the way, Smurfette, who was a lobby at the start of the round, looped all the way back to Garage after being taken down to 0 HP and is now shooting Gaharu in the back. Like, what is that? As Anya gets yet another 3K. Guild just doing circles around Fennel.
Yeah, Fennel have a tendency on this map. You heard that us talking about it in the pre-show, that they are the slowest team to plant in this tournament. And I think that's kind of a token of their region, right? A lot of teams in East Asia and in Japan love getting super aggressive right off the rip on attack, and on defense, and it will give you those opportunities. But with the way Guild plays, they're not really giving those chances away. So instead, you end up in a situation where you're holding this default, where you're not really gaining any space, and instead you're just kind of sitting in spawn and letting your opponents take really pivotal map control.
Yeah, you know, it's hard to take space against the utility use that was just so crisp out of Guild, right? The combination of the Astra Pull on top of the Breach Concuss, and then there's just a Jet right up in your face. Like, it's just so hard to actually deal with all of those pieces working together. It does seem like a very strong sort of plan coming through from Guild. Ideas to take away A lobby control very early on in rounds. I would not be surprised to see much more of this on the rifle rounds.
I want to say that Fennel should just up the pace, play their own game, go crazy, act like they're playing just any other team and not care about the scoreline. But the thing with Guild's composition is they have so much good stall utility. You have a Killjoy, you have an Astra, there's always going to be something in your face to shut you down, and by the time that happens, Smurfette is going to be there killing 3 players.
I think you expect the identity of this Guild comp to be sort of setting up Smurfette to go for early peaks, go for early fights. Sure. This round is very probably going to be in Garage, so maybe for Fennel, it's not an immediate burst out, but it's sort of test where's the utility that is going to be setting up Jet, right? Where is the Breach Concuss? Because there's probably a Jet coming in behind it, and then you can make a very quick decision off of that, right? You see the Astra Pull, you know Jet was Garage. Guaranteed that's where she is.
And it's really interesting too, because these are the exact same plays that a Fade Raise composition makes, just with the Jet instead.
Yeah, it just is a slight little variation that can catch you off guard. So I think Fennel make the read. It's going to be a heavier stack over towards C, getting very quickly in towards B. And we saw previously Festival go for this A-Link push, so she is zooming over there, waiting to potentially duel against Anya, but what? Just a one-tap. Ow!
Yeah, 1 bullet, 1 kill. And Ness is here too, flicks around. Karumi not given the opportunity, but Len is there for the backstab and able to trade out. Spike is on the floor. Gaharu is stuck in spawn, and yeah, Anya's just on a heater here. 3rd kill already found. Simple in that anti-eco for Guild.
She got a 3K 3 out of 4 rounds now. Is that actually what Anya has done in this game? I can hardly believe it. Yeah, 9-0. So there you go. And the other round,
stuff going on here.
The other round, she probably got 3 assists. You know, so it's just perfect. You know, congruity in numbers right there. Absolute madness. And yet, I think, okay, Fennel wiped that round off. The theory is there. See where the early Astra Pull breach stun is going to be. Then you know there's a Jet peeking behind that. You expect the lean to be there, because I think the way Guild have been playing is sort of 2 players in the general vicinity of Jet and then Killjoy on the opposite end of the map. So I think that early scouting could really inform their mid-round decisions.
This time Smurfette is shut down. We were talking about the double contact of Suzu and Festival needing to be big, and that's a pivotal opener.
Claudia's not done though. She's immediately following up on that one. Getting a little bit ambitious and continuing on the flank. She could be an absolute pain here as Suzu steps forward. Doesn't fully commit to the fight though. She's spotted out.
Breach ult available though. Guild can go fast on this retake sword C. They're looking to concede that space and push back in quickly, but Fennel's a different idea, trying to push through garage window, but Roxy's better than that and realizes the positioning. Karumi able to get one up. It's not impressive, but the trade is back, and now there's space for Guild.
And the spike was in window in Kurumi's hands. It just drops up there, and now you have just an almost impossible decision to get back into garage. Interestingly enough, Roxy fell away from garage window, so it is just Claudia here. They believe that she can hold down garage. I don't know if that's going to necessarily be the case.
They want to reflank through mid. They trust her to stall, so they'll push together on the other side. That's great from Guild, and they were absolutely right. Claudia up to the task, and Karu alone. 1 versus 2 now. She knows the positioning of the other two players, and she now has a spike. This is very winnable. Oh, she might just go for it. Oh, no. She thought they rotated through spawn. The breach ult gets nothing now.
Absolute confusion off of that one too, and now they know where the plant is going to be. They know exactly where Koharu is going to come out from and peek them as all the utility comes down. I don't think Koharu knows where they are, but gets 1 kill. A chance for the 1v2. Koharu comes up clutch to get Fennel on the board.
I don't even know what to say to that one. Everything went wrong that is possible in that round. The spike falls in garage, no one is there to claim it. Guild moves away from it, refights in mid. You breach out the complete wrong location, but she just wins it anyway.
Yeah, I'm trying to go back and remember the information that Koharu actually had, because I don't think she saw Ness behind
Only
Roxy.
knew about the one, maybe.
That's why she was sort of ulting towards spawn, expecting that she was maybe getting pinched down on. That's the only thing I can think of, and I think in the replay that did confirm my suspicions off of that one. But I mean, even zooming back to the start of the round, it opens up with Smurfette getting shut down. That is so big for Fennel to have a chance in this one. This time around, it's just absolutely scuffed. Even in the one round, they have no guns, Mimi.
Yeah, Koharu is a very kind player and gives her weapon over to Festival, but everyone else has pistols. That's it.
Yeah, frenzies, I guess. You know, we've seen them do some damage. No, that's not going to be easy.
Suzu's 2-off chamber ult, maybe that's something. Festival's 2-off
2-off knives? Sure,
yeah.
sure.
You could get some ults rolling. You just need these first couple kills.
Oh no, but they're walking into a stack. You know, 2 players deep on the back of site. That's going to be a third as Anya rotates on over. So Fennel try to activate this pinch with Festival fully pushing out, actually going over towards the B site. This is wild.
I've never seen a player who dashes at her opponents more than Festival. Some psychotic stuff, but Anya even more so lines up too. Koharu will trade back with the frenzy, but that gun's on the floor, unrecoverable. And Fennel's walking straight into Claudia's line of fire. She doesn't miss those. First frag easy onto Suzu. Smurfette in support, and Len, there's just no chance. 1v4, frenzy, and can't even find one.
Unreal. Claudia lines them up on that one. Fennel have really liked to activate Festival, whether it's moving into B and then pushing A-Link, or there sort of wrapping around through C-Link onto the B site. I think it's very creative, but she has just been silent so far, has not managed to find a kill in 6 rounds. The star player, one of the stars next to Suzu previously, but not finding the impact she needs to get her team these wins.
At this point, it seems like Guild is just trying to speed run towards Cloud9 White. They want as much time to prep as possible. And for Fennel, they are really struggling to find solutions.
Yeah, imagine that. #1 seeds from NA and EMEA matching up, just like everyone expected. Except it's in the lower bracket. Yeah, definitely not what everyone had on their prediction cards in their pick'ems or whatnot. But still, work to be done here on Haven. 2 big ultimates, I think, for Guild to try and secure this round. Roxy could potentially just throw that lockdown in if there's going to be pressure, but nah, she wants to fight. She wants to hunt. Festival is on the board, and now they can pinch into sight.
Run and gun and dash forward. Nest down, though. Trade good from Suzu, so a C site taken.
Festival's always dashing forward. It's absolute madness. Still big numbers advantage for Fennel. Big meaning 1.
That's a solid.
It gets the job done.
Yeah.
It could be big with Smurfette, just the operator to try and get this retake to happen. Guild committing the ultimate for it.
Well, he's actually going to only connect onto one here. Smurfette hops over to that Vandal. Hunt is there, broken immediately. Karumi as well. Still no ears, stuck on default. Swing coming through. Guild is here, and 2 players on site are down.
Garage
Still
flank.
Len alive, and there's a flank coming through. An Astropole, that can be first contact. Not coming through just yet. Smurfette is holding. Gets it to half. 1 versus 2 now. She can try and isolate these duels, but it should be possible. Oh, not quite.
Absolutely insane. I think Fennel had expected Smurfette to pull off the spike, which she ended up doing. Definitely a difficult decision to full commit onto the defuse right there, but Fennel do pull together a very nice round. The late reflank from Koharu into Garage. Necessary, I think, to have that sort of 90-degree angle, make it really awkward to deal with a long player too.
There's the laughs back. There's the smiles. That's what we've been waiting.
That's
the
step
last
1.
hour and a half for.
Right. First, smile. Second, laugh. Third, the dance moves. They bust them out. We're still on step 2.
The 3-step program. Let's see if they can complete it today. They're on the road towards it. Already good information towards A short, but look at this stack for Guild. 4 players strong, heavy on this A lobby fight, and Suzu. This is a very pivotal shot there, loses her life to Ness.
I mean, Fennel just instantly sprint away from the A site. Like, how many people did they actually note there? All 4 with the utility flying on in. There's a turret to spot them working down. See Long, the ultimate, gonna sell this idea as well. All remaining players of Fennel onto the C site. In terms of a post plant, Karu does have the ultimate. Oh my god, they're going for an insane push!
It's an awareness of this lockdown. It's actually a great play. They're going to be able to break the utility. Roxy, though, she's QB sneaking this one. She can go back through the site. Anya in spawn finds too. Now this is a strange pinch where Fennel have a post plant, but they're playing off-site, and they're wrapping back to Garage, where it's kind of planted for them, but not really. And now there's a Rolling Thunder available too. Only Goharu left. Roxy's getting this diffused through. Goharu, they don't know! They have absolutely no awareness as to her position, and now it's just a 1v1. Claudia not sticking. Goharu has the read. Where is Claudia spotted? Just on the other side, but no utility. A jump peek through. Awareness there. Time is her game. Goharu just needs that final shot again. Claudia off this spike. And another tap. She needs to stick eventually. She needs this half now. And it's just not going to happen. Goharu with the pistol. She may miss the shots, but she'll get the round.
What a play. The dance of Goharu there. That is not an easy one with the pre-fire, the jump peaks, everything. Getting the right timing too, waiting right before the chance. You have to get it to half. The Red Bull clutch from Goharu there. Necessary, and all of a sudden, in the madness of that round, we're within 2.
Okay, I think I need a 3-step program for figuring out that round, because we started things off with a hit towards C, then it's a fight through Garage.
That's 2.
Killjoy ult broken with the deep push spawn, and then a wrap back through Garage, a retake from CT, and then Goharu clutch. That's like a lot of steps.
That was like 6. I was counting them on my fingers because I realized I'm just not going to say it out loud. That was 6 steps right there, I think. Maybe.
Tough program to learn.
It was a really hard program.
Fennel's successful with it.
We'll see if they can replicate it here. Again, Goharu, ultimate team player right there, clutches it up. Obviously ended up dying at the end, but the only player with a Bulldog into this round. We'll see if the smoke can open things up. That was successful for them, but if it ends up being, it looks like they were trying to go for that sort of B pinch. Again, working up into Garage, into window, towards ceiling, potentially. No, there's this turret up here, so they're going to put the smoke down and blitz into A-Link. Could potentially plant for that area as well, or just go all the way to the A site.
Smurfette is completely alone here, but she does have this operator, and the first shot will miss. She's stuck now, needs a fight here against Len. Achieves it. Bladestorm too. Is she confident enough to go for it?
Oh yeah.
The operator.
Is that even a question, Mimi?
Let's see it. Op shot, that's a second. Bladestorm, not yet. Still, just on that op, just buying time, and Roxy is on a flank.
Who's flanking who?
A double flank, by the way, for Guild to wrap back through. Smurfette is still alive in short. There's another piece of utility available from the breach of Anya! And Smurfette finds that one too. Festival alone, but this one's winnable. 1 versus 2. Dash forward into the face. No kill this time. The Turkish shed enough.
Oh my god, what is going on here? Smurfette with the shots, the re-peaks, the repositions, just walking around with no fear whatsoever. She is saying she is better than everyone else in this server with movement like that, and who can blame her?
Every one of these rounds is like a round I've never seen before. You know when you shuffle a deck of cards, and it's probable that no one has probably ever shuffled that exact order of cards before.
Yeah, there's like 15 billion cajillion possible combinations.
It's like that with this game of Valorant. This is a round you've never seen before. The last round one, you probably haven't either. And it's just gonna keep going.
I mean, Fennel certainly have a unique style, right? They love wrapping around to the back on you, right? Instead of just a normal, casual A hit through A lobby, which early on they got blasted by, it's like these B pushes into A link. Could plant it on B, but nah, we prefer the A site. We want to go for that. It's madness.
It seems like Fennel's leadership was like trained at a military academy. You have to have a flank. You have to attack from 2 angles at all times, but it kind of works for them. It is very unusual, but it's been effective for a few of these rounds. They are back down to the eco this round, though.
I think that ultimate only actually tagged the 1 player. Actually looks like 2, maybe even 3. Ness with this push on forward down towards Long. They've held these positions before. You're never ready for Roxy, though.
No idea about this second player. Can she get more, though? A little bit wounded. Only the Bulldog in this corner. Double swing, but No trade just yet. Festival will eventually complete that one, so long control in this post plant, but the retake's very fast.
And Smurfette is on the flank with an operator, of course, instantly reacts for the shot. Karu, we've seen it before, was a 1v3 previously, but not going to be possible against the skill of Anya. Guild move on to 7.
7-3 now. Fennel looked like they were going to be able to push towards a competitive half, but Harika round not successful. This one now will be very pivotal for them. The difference between 9-3 and 7-5 is a world, not just in the round count and in the ability to come back, but also just for their mental, to feel good going into this half.
I mean, the thing about Fennel is you can try to think about how you play out the next round, but it's like, is it going to be a normal side execute, or is it going to be a mid split off towards C or A through one of the links? We might actually get our first real attempt going here with a peek down towards C long. Looks like the mid player will just be Len for the time being, but Fennel holding for those flanks. They know the last few rounds, Guild have really been committing to that, so it all comes down to Suzu's positioning outside of A lobby, which gets instantly noted.
Here. Again, a double flank. Fennel's ready for it this time. They've found their awareness what Guild likes to do.
Very
and
nice.
Suzu very good to hold. She's ready for the second as well, but Claudia a little bit further
that
than
gun
expected.
barrel is just like so far out, it's unfair. Like Suzu doesn't know anyone's there, but gets shut down regardless.
And Claudia's just going to stay here now with the operator posted. Like, she is maintaining this space. No one from Fennel testing her yet. Eventually, she will get away, but that's a good chunk of time waned off the clock.
Yeah, Len was right there in window the entire time. Just hears all these shots ringing off. I believe also heard Claudia run back down towards A short, so pretty aware of what should be going on in that area.
But look at the value of the Killjoy. Even in a player down situation, they still have full knowledge. There's the turret activating.
The smoke
onto
was
Festival.
not perfect.
Yeah, a little bit off on that one. Festival in a good position here, blinded by Anya. Are they ready for the player gong? Surely you do not expect Festival. She'll claim 2. Guild's retake might just be shut down from there. Claudia only has this operator. A 1 versus 4. Does she even commit to it?
I feel like you keep asking these questions you know the answer to. Of course she commits to it! Her name's Claudia! She's been committing to it all the time!
But she has an op. Maybe,
not anymore.
Like, I feel like Smurfette would maybe like that gun in the next round.
I think she might too, but Claudia's gonna go for the 1v3 regardless. Festival though, with the 4K, that's what you need. That is dance-inducing behavior. I feel like we need a Festival check-in to see what happens, and it comes off of Festival making a very key switch up in her decision-making, right? She's been, whenever they go B, it is an A-link push. 3 rounds, I believe they've done this half alone. This time, no push. Just hides, tucks in backside, and that absolutely breaks Guild's ankles.
Okay, there we go. We
There
see
we
it.
go.
We see it. It is back for Fennel. And I have a very important ask for the crowd. If you guys see Fennel dancing, I just need a very loud cheer, just so we know. You know, we can't always see them, so just keep us informed, guys.
That's very important stuff. Suzu gonna be dancing all the way back to the grave though, because Smurfette opened up that very early peak. Festival instantly switching around the tempo, trying to hunt down players, but Guild, knowing they have a numbers advantage, fall back off of the site and are gonna play 5v4 retake.
Killjoy ultimate available. That's why they're playing this one slow. And Smurfette has blades. She could go for a bit of a cheeky double updraft here if she wants, but here's the breach. Bye-bye Killjoy lockdown. Won't find any effect this time. Claudia from heaven though is able to take down Kaharu and find a little bit more information there. You saw Smurfette attempting the jump up, but gets nothing from it. Fennel is just playing slow here. That spike not even planted yet.
Somehow there's still a Killjoy turret on A short, right? Just waiting above him. Kurumi's like, wait, we never broke that? Okay, gonna deal with that one. Len playing down A short, no real position for Festival to have a trade, so important she finds that early peak.
Towards heaven though, Claudia waiting to jump out, well timed on the smoke fade. It's only Kurumi, she's found one. But no more to come. 2 players left alive as Guild will close out their half 8-4.
Switching sides.
Really nicely done by them again for Anya's plethora of 3Ks. To Smurfette always putting herself in position for the early fights. They shut Fennel down.
Good work from Claudia here. The timing on those smoke fades was really unfortunate. 2 players dying at the hands of Guild, at the hands of Claudia holding that space in heaven. And for Guild, they've got to be feeling confident off of that one, but it's not undoable for Fennel. We'll see how this one goes in the second half after our desk.
Thank you so much. And wow, it has been
a scrappy game, to say the least, from both teams, you know, but hey, you know, sometimes Fennel, that's just how they roll.
Yeah, so especially at the beginning of the game and how this whole attack was unraveling, I wanted to take a look back at round 6 because this is the second time the Fennel was trying to get that entry through double doors. We see how they set it up. They know that the kill utility might be there. They have to go for the breakage. Be careful because on the previous round they had let the spike with all this intention of just going in and forward. The problem is you go into B and you have all angles still to clear. It's a very definitive response for you to decide to keep pushing and pushing and pushing and knowing that you're never going to finish where you start pushing, but it's also a high risk because you do not have the information on Guild. You do expect them, of course, to push because it's Guild, and especially since the first 4 rounds I think had been on that way. To me, Fennel in so many occasions were so fixated to having such an elaborated plan that even if they would have just waited for Guild to push and just waited for the kill, maybe it would have been better.
Exactly, and that's why we see some of their stars. Until Festival had that nice 4K round, both of their star players, Suzu and Festival, were just not getting those usual 2Ks, 3Ks that we're seeing here. You know, obviously Festival, again, picked it up in that final moment, but until then, she was on 6 frags, Suzu was on 5. It wasn't a great half for them. They weren't going for those extra frags that they usually do. So we need those star players to step it up as we go into the second half and hopefully keep their tournament lives alive.
Yeah, especially as you said, this is the last chance that they're going to have. If they want to take us to a third map, we definitely need more from both Suzu and Festival. We need a lot of control. We need a lot of prevention also. Anya has been brilliant. Both her and Koharu, I think, that have been on a different level of breach play. That is something that I want to keep keeping an eye on for next half.
Yeah, for sure. But look, for Fennel, 2 rounds is pistol, and the next you're in. You're back in the matchup. But for Guild, they could shut it down right here. Let's send it back over to Mimi and Ender.
Well, Guild looking reared up to play Cloud9 white, but Fennel want to stay alive. They want to stay here in Berlin. They want a chance on Bind, and it has to start here.
And it's going to start with Festival and Suzu, the star players holding hands and creeping down C long. No one to intercept them too soon from Guild, apart from Ness, jump peeking that angle. Festival's going to hear that, and that might de-incentivize her from going for the peek. Tried to get the timing on that. It was, as the jumps were fairly consistent, but no dice.
And if Guild's been doing their homework, they should know that Fennel loves these contact pushes. They do it so often on their defensive side.
I hate that. Festival, fun fact, Festival, Korean player on this team, does so much to actually learn the Japanese language. Definitely doing her homework on that one as she opens up with a kill. 2 instantly traded back with Guild going for a very Fennel-like play, looping through ceiling to the back of C.
Yeah, but Festival's still alive. You were talking about her, and she's making damage, but it's only been her to find a kill thus far. Now alone. On the back of B side is Karumi, and that's a big kill onto Claudia, even 2 versus 2. And Guild playing their post plant from the defender side at spawn, as Fennel is actually having to retake, claim the space in front of them, and then wrap back around to fight.
The thing is, Anya has the fault line available, so I think Fennel need to move a little bit quicker here. And Festival, head turned the wrong direction, fault line comes on through, and Anya finishes the job.
I don't know if that's a miscommunication or what, because the cat just showed someone close right, and Festival takes the wrong angle there. Unfortunately, maybe she was worried about a crossfire with the spawn player.
Yeah, like they're split up both sides.
Yeah, and I don't think she had a cloudburst either to isolate it, but still, unfortunate stuff there for Fennel. That would have been the round to win to make this comeback just that much easier.
And it's just real unfortunate. You're already at an 8-4 deficit. Being on defense, it's just so much harder to actually go for a round 2 force because you don't have the option of like getting the extra money off of a spike plant or anything like this. So Festival or Fennel are not going to go for anything, just some light armor on Festival for the time being. Interesting that Ness is actually playing really, really ratty in this corner for an early push. Suzu, though, has a chance with the shotgun. No, she doesn't.
Absolutely not. Just bullied by the utility there out of Guild. And yeah, Smurfette scale her way on up, find her kill, and it looks like Guild do want to reset this.
Guild don't have to overcommit. Right now, Roxy has Spike and had full utility sort of guarding the A lobby push, had the turret to make sure no one crept out of B main. Again, this Killjoy pick is so based. Like, I want to see more Killjoy on maps. Like, I don't know. I feel like the mid control on attack, very similar to how we saw on Pearl. It just shuts things down so passively where you don't have to put yourself at much risk. And speaking of that risk, right now it is Claudia again looking to creep on forward and spots the head.
Yeah, it feels like Guild is just playing whack-a-mole in this round. Oh, someone popped up. Let's deal with it. Nope, there's someone in mid. Can't deal with that one.
That mole shoots back!
I don't think the moles are supposed to do that.
I don't remember the patch where they give moles guns. Oh my word, Len too and Koharu. Okay, okay.
Surely there's a regulation against the whack-a-mole being that dangerous.
Yeah, I don't know.
The German government needs to get on this one.
The arcades in Germany a little bit different, perhaps. But, I mean, still, Guild able to move up to 10. And Guild, say, bonuses? Cringe. Rifles coming into play with triple Bulldogs. A Vandal on Smurfette as well. So they are looking to just make quick work of Fennel.
I love watching Anya play because she is like the psychopath star player that will just push and do some chaotic stuff, but she's also the same player that will just take a backseat and be like, okay, it's utility round now. I'm not going to buy a gun. All good.
Yeah, I'm going to wait for, you know, you to overpush, and then I'm going to pick up your gun and say thank you very much. The same turret placed down in mid is smoked off for now, and with Len falling on back C, that is just so brutal. No chance for smokes. Makes hitting these sites way too easy, I think, for Guild.
Here.
Festival hasn't been spotted in this close corner yet, but Guild should be suspicious this is a possibility.
Yeah, that's the thing. With the turret being broken, I don't think Guild necessarily have to refight into mid. That will be the choice with 2 players, so chances potentially to swing off and trade. If Roxy just wins the opening fights, though, there's not much you can do as Koharu's positioning has been given up.
That
to
stun
return
is
Concuss.
so good.
There was a suck put down on the ground, too. Like, the utility from Guild is instant. That is not easy to go into star form, put that one down in as little time as Ness required.
It's not like both those players were ready. Okay, we're going to fight mid. We're going to have our utility ready. They were scaling C long while all that was going on. Hear the comm from their teammate and instantly react. Such good work from Guild.
It's also like, that's like not like a practice thing or anything
No.
like that. That's instantly reacting to the information on the map and making the decision off of that.
And it shows the quality of the team's communication and just their coordination together to make something like that happen so quickly. It's those little details that make a team like Guild good.
Yeah, it's those little details that let them beat G2 and finally remove them from the throne in EMEA. Suzu, though, speaking of players that can dethrone, 1 versus 2 now as the clock continues to tick down. A couple of good kills can make the highlight reel, but not make a round win. You have to do more. You have to make it happen. It will not, though, as Ness secures the round.
The clock has been the biggest enemy of Fennel, the inaction in the late rounds from time to time. I think back to map number 1, where they're having to retake these B sites, and they're waiting for all of Guild's utility to go down. They're waiting for that gap, and Guild doesn't open it. You have to force your way back in. You have to put your onus, the onus on yourself. You cannot be playing scared in this situation.
You think how Guild play defense, right? Always sending Smurfette into these forward positions. Fennel need Festival to be that player now. She has been in the past. The look is going to be a peek down A long, but it just, it hurts because Fennel just seemed to guess wrong. They went for a lot of these stacks on the ecos, on the half buys, but they just don't get it right. Guild, 5 players working down C here. They're going to use the ultimate to get on through, but it belongs to them entirely.
And it's just going to be this retake for the side of Fennel. Only 1 weapon to work with. If Festival does get a kill, she'll earn her Blade Storm. Maybe something to try and convert through off of.
The speed of this retake got to come in quickly. Again, long trek for them to get over here, and all 5 players coming to the same position. They work through a garage player, but Roxy is there, ready to go for the re-swing. Suzu versus Roxy, that could determine how this round plays out. Roxy finds the first, but Festival is flying out onto the site, doing a 360. Claudia is there. This Festival finds a couple, coming around the corner though, shut down.
But it's his time again. This round has already slipped too far. The utility is already here. Anya is ready. She'll pick up a 3K. Match and series point to Guild.
Yeah, again, we need the Anya 3K tracker at the end of this.
It's been so many.
It's just not real. Like, it just absolutely is not. In 16 rounds, our Breach player has found 20 kills.
Smurfette also has 20 kills, by the way. It's not like the rest of the team is slacking.
She has 19. It's
Oh.
not as impressive.
I learned how to round.
That's a Jet player. You know, like, she puts herself in the position to take all those fights. Anya is just fighting through the chaos of these late rounds. It's not just picks here and there. It is literally just kill after kill after kill in those late moments for Anya.
No way! Joint has a timeout. He could be talking one that would feel so incredibly difficult. But Guild, they've already played an incredibly close game against a Shopify that has looked fantastic. They have dominated here against Fennel thus far. If they can close this out, who knows what this team can do, but it has to start right now.
And the crowd favorites Fennel will not go out without a fight. Festival, judge in hand, Bladestorm ready to go. And Suzu, who has been so good for this team, is the line of defense. Sees the head, gets the shot, 5v4.
That is big out of Suzu. Can they do more? Guild have the site. This is where Fennel have to expedite. Always so slow in the retakes, always waiting. They can't let that happen here.
They can't, and yet they need Festival to rotate on over. Koharu does not have an ultimate, but Kurumi does. Options here, but Smurfette is going for this maniac push into C-Link, but is shut down.
Anya is in the smoke as well, does not get anything. Claudia tries for more, but it's only Ness. 1 versus 4, Astra Star available, pull for first contact. And a tucked in position down long. This should not be possible. There shouldn't be a world. An aftershock in her face, no safe haven. She'll still find one, but that's nowhere near enough to win the round. A start for Fennel with their 5th.
That's how you gotta get it kicked off. Suzu and Festival. We just have to ask for more. It's not even like they've been doing a bad job, but you have to come up with something immaculate to shut down this Guild team. An opening pick, one way to do it, absolutely, and huge ultimates held onto from Fennel.
Well, a lot of teams had a very, very dominant path to get here. It wasn't that for Fennel. They played a lot of close games regionally, and it was those 2 players stepping up and having the big performances that kept them in, that got them here. We need more now.
Run it back. It's got to be the idea. Looks like Suzu might want to push down C long. At the same time, sort of the Festival and Suzu holding hands with the duo on opposite ends of the map, right? Looking for those early peaks, looking for the early picks. When Guild go for the side executes, they look unstoppable. So beat them before they can get that setup to happen.
Early Fatal being committed here to push them off of this
One
B site.
scene.
Yeah.
Just Claudia spotted on that one, and they don't really have the information tools to know that it isn't a B hit coming in, right? That's the weakness of the chamber, so luckily for them, that hasn't been tempted from Guild just yet, just breaking the tripwire, again, removing information from Fennel. B and Garage completely open in their minds.
Look at Festival, though. She is pushed all the way into this close corner outside short. She has practically no support in this setup.
Yeah, I mean, you just stick the gun in the wall to hope they don't clear you perfectly coming around the corner.
Dash activated. Can she get one? Oh, no! She's whiffed it. She's flubbed it. Festival down. Guild might just have the ace site now.
Absolute heartbreak for Festival. Fennel gonna go back, regroup, try to retake with 4. Koharu has the Rolling Thunder. That is their best bet to get something going here.
When do they activate it? Now is the call. Suzu gets hit by it. They can't retake. They have to stop. They have to stall. The ult's completely nullified now.
I mean, there's a C's there as well. How do you get out? Len finds one, but there's no one to trade as she falls down from heaven. Lockdown has been destroyed.
It's something. Ness down Suzu on the swing, but Claudia defending the site. All 3 kills. A 2-0 for Guild. They've got their match against